So now the moment that you've all been waiting for. We are so excited to have Audrey here to answer all the questions that everybody has been asking about. She has an incredible bio, and I'm hoping that I get it all in. And I encourage every one of you, I encourage every one of you to Google Audrey Sommerfeld, and I'm sure that we're not going to get it all in. She has an incredible background. She has worked for several billion-dollar companies, including Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Neutrogena, and I'm going to let Matt, we had to write notes on this so we get everything in.
She was the former Vice President of Global Product Marketing at Herbalife International. Her responsibilities there consisted of product development, global licensing, launch strategy, sales and marketing tools, product training for thousands of distributors. And here at Visalus Sciences, she is Senior Vice President in charge of marketing and brand development, and works right alongside the doctors and scientists that develop these products, and works also with the co-founders and the entire management team at Visalus. So it's such a pleasure for us to have her here. And this time we'd like to bring up Audrey Sommerfeld.
Exciting and fun to be in Maine, so thank you for having me. So we're going to cover up product education, and I hope to make it fun, and also leave plenty of time for your questions, so we get all those questions answered. I'm going to start with this chart. You've probably seen it before. It's from the Centers for Disease Control. They've been tracking obesity since 1985, and what you're going to see is the color starts to expand across the United States. It means we're getting heavier and heavier and heavier. A new color pops up, means we're getting heavier and heavier and heavier. A new color pops up and we're getting heavier and it's spreading, and then a new color pops up and it spreads, we're getting heavier and heavier, and you can see where we landed in 2008. I've got 2009 here as an update and 2010, and you're going to notice there's no blue left, right? So you can see from 1990 to 2010 how quickly obesity has spread in the United States. And it's not just the United States. We call it a globesity epidemic, global epidemic. Right now in the world, there are approximately 1.4 billion people overweight. By the year 2015, the World Health Organization predicts that 1 out of every 2 people globally will be overweight. By the year 2015, 3 out of 4 adults will be overweight in the United States. The reason is our diet. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. But it's a growing epidemic, and that's why we created these products. It's why we created the Body by Vi Challenge. Now, I'm going to go through the quick kits quickly, and then we're going to get into the products. We have 2 kits that are great for nutrition on your left, 2 kits that are great for weight management and weight loss on your right. Now, the balance kit, you've heard me on the product education calls say a shake a day is a healthy day, right? And it's because I tell everybody to have a shake for breakfast. And we're going to show you a breakfast comparison chart in just a minute. But I say that because almost half of adults don't eat breakfast, and it slows your metabolism. Studies show that if you skip breakfast, you actually eat more calories throughout the day and more food. So we know we should have breakfast. Now, out of the other half of us who eat breakfast, guess what we're eating? Cereal, right? A lot of high sugar muffins and donuts and pastries. And those are not going to help you live healthier. They're going to spike your blood sugar, they're going to leave you hungry. And we're going to show you that in a minute. So have a shake a day, start your day the healthy way. The core kit, you already saw it on the video. It's great for everybody who wants optimal nutrition. And we're going to tell you why in just a minute. But you're going to get the shake a day, right? The Vi Pack, which we're going to talk about, and our Neuro Healthy Energy. To lose weight, 2 shakes a day melt the pounds away, right? That's one of our sayings. Helps you remember. You have to replace 2 meals with a shake. And we're going to show you why this is a better meal than other meals that you can eat to lose weight, because you're going to get optimal nutrition. And then the transformation kit is my favorite kit because we've got products in there that are going to help overcome some of those challenges that people face when they go on a diet. For example, if you go on a diet and you cut your calories, and right now the average male is consuming 3,850 calories. So if you're that average male and you cut down on our program and you get 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, guess what? You're gonna get hungry, right? And you're gonna get cranky. We don't want that to happen because then you're gonna give up your diet. So we've got Vitrim in there. We're gonna talk about Vitrim. Vislim to support your metabolism. We have an omega in there because omegas are great for every cell on your body, support joint health, support heart health, but they also, studies have shown, and you've heard me talk about it on the product education call, studies show that people who consume omegas lose weight better, and it's better for athletes as well. So we're gonna talk about each one of those, but there's the 4 kits. And all of them you can add the BiPAC for $99, savings of about $26. And if we got that question right out of the way, yes, you can take more omegas. You're going to get your omega in your transformation kit. You're going to get the omega in the BiPAC. You can take the double dose. It's really healthy for you. And if you can afford it, I would double dose on the omega. So here are some fun facts. Why are we so heavy? Well, the average American each year consumes 156 pounds of sugar a year. You break that down into 365 days, that's 8 ounces, about half a water bottle of sugar a day. A day. We eat, however, on average 28 pounds of lettuce a year, which is 1 ounce a day, which is the amount on top of your cheeseburger. So we eat 8 ounces of sugar, 1 ounce of lettuce. So the other scary fact is about 40% of children under the age of 2 are drinking 9 ounces of soda a day. The World Health Organization says we are an osteoporosis epidemic waiting to happen. And it's because we've substituted juice, right, for milk. In the 1950s, kids had water or milk at dinner, and now they're getting juice or soda. So we see our diet is not healthy. We know that we eat too few fruits and vegetables. Less than 1/3 of adults get enough fruits and vegetables every day. Less than that actually of vegetables. We eat some more fruit because we drink a lot of orange juice. We eat 83 pounds of potatoes a year, and that's about half of the amount we eat of sugar. So you can see we're eating a lot of sugar. We're eating 3 pounds of broccoli a year, people. 3 pounds on average. So only 25%. So we know it's our diet. So with the Body by Vi diet and the kits, we're gonna try and help you fix that. And the benefits of the kits are they save you money and they save you time, right? How many of you made a shake? You can make it fast, right? You can do it in under 2 minutes. So you can get a great nutrition. It's better nutrition than often foods alone, and we're gonna show you a study on that. And it supports your entire body. There's a lot of nutrition in there, and they taste great. Now the key is our shake. It's the cornerstone of our program. It's low carb. It's only 7 grams of carbohydrate. You'll see that on the label, right? 5.5 grams of that is fiber, a full serving of fiber. We have low fat, 1 gram of fat, none of it's saturated. Low sugar, low sodium. We've removed the isoflavones from the soy. We're lactose free and we're gluten free. So we've made this shake to be good for pretty much everybody. And it's so good, we call it the shake mix that tastes like a cake mix. Now in the ViPAC Bounce Kit, I think we're gonna skip through these and just start talking through the ingredients. Now here's your breakfast comparison chart, and why I say start your day the healthy way with a shake a day. We took and looked at McDonald's breakfast, a Starbucks breakfast, and a John the Juice breakfast. We pulled these from their website, so if you don't believe me, you can go look it up yourself. This is a McDonald's breakfast, McMuffin meal, coffee, and a small orange juice. Typical breakfast. Starbucks coffee, bagel, small orange juice. That bagel's got cream cheese. And a Jamba Juice, I don't know if you have them out here, maybe they're Protein Kings, Smoothie Kings, things like that. This sells juices, big glasses of juice, and they have a protein shake now. Our shake, mixed with milk and add in a strawberry health flavor, because I love that one, is about $2.50, blended with fruit and the strawberry mix-in. It's about 225 calories. Jump, ladies, this is one I love to scare the ladies with. Jump to that bagel, orange juice, and not coffee with skim milk, and that's about 810 calories. So if you're a woman trying to cut to 1,200 calories a day to lose weight, you just blew 3/4 of it at breakfast. And guess what? That breakfast has got a lot of carbohydrates in it, right? It's got 44 grams of sugar. It has 800 milligrams of sodium, about half your daily allowance. And it's got 99 grams of carbohydrates. What are those carbs going to do? You've heard me say it on the calls before. If you want to eat healthy, avoid beige. Well, those are going to spike your blood sugar. You're going to get hungry later. How many of you ever had cereal for breakfast and are starving an hour later? Right? It's because you're getting carbs in your body that convert to sugar, spike your blood sugar, leave you hungry. Protein doesn't do that. So the protein in the shake is going to help keep your blood sugar level, going to help keep you full so that you can power through your day. So if you want to have a better breakfast, skip the bagel, skip the orange juice, have a shake, and save money. And you're going to notice that the McDonald's breakfast is $6, Starbucks is $8. Kills me. $8. If people complain about the price of the shake, ask them how much they spend on coffee. And then the Jamba Juice smoothie tends to be a lot of sugar, 85 grams of sugar. That's about roughly 40 teaspoons of sugar. Now, for those of you who've heard me say there's no better shake on the planet, right? It's because I look at all of them. All of you email me questions, right? Can you look at us versus Ensure? Can you look at us versus Booze? Can you look at us versus... I look at all that. And what we did is we put together this comparison chart. We have Visalus on the left, Herbalife Formula 1, I had to do it. Shaklee, Mona V, Pharmanex, Melaleuca, Isogenic, Zuri, Slim Fast the powder. My lawyers wouldn't let me put the liquid up there, but I'll tell you about the liquid. Myoplex and Metra RX, right? So if you look at it, cost per serving, we're $1.50. Now a couple of them are cheaper, but not by much. Fat, we have 1 gram of fat. Why do I point that out? Well, there are 3 things that food companies can do to cheap food to make it taste good. And I want you to think about this logically. First one is, what do you do with bland bread? You're sitting there at the dinner table, right? You butter it. You know why? Because butter makes the flavor in your mouth bigger. So that's what fat does, or you dip it in oil. We didn't have to add fat to make ours taste good. And some of them, muscle milk out there, take a look at how much fat is in that one. There's a lot of fat because it makes it taste good. The second thing they do with it is it's common sense. What do you do with bland food? Salt it, right? Why? Because salt makes the flavor bigger in the food. Well, you're going to notice we have 75 milligrams of sodium. That is the same amount of sodium as in a cup of skim milk. So go home and look at your milk label. You're going to see it's low sodium. Now, some of these brands put in a lot of sodium, especially when you get into some of those muscle brands. They put in up to 400, 500, 650 milligrams of sodium. We didn't have to do that to make ours taste good. And the last one is sugar. Now, Slim Fast, I wish I could have my can on here, but my lawyers won't let me. But how many of you ever had a Slim Fast shake before? All right. On average, depending on which one you buy, you're getting about 5 to 8 grams of protein. Now, nutritionists will tell you you need 20 to 25 grams to be considered a healthy meal. So you're getting 5 to 8. Not enough to really keep you feeling full for a long time. And that can of Slim Fast has got 44 grams of sugar. That's 11 teaspoons of sugar. I just don't get it, but that's just me. So, I just don't. So you're going to see that we are the lower fat, lower carb, lower alternative to most of those brands out there. And we have 12 grams of protein. Now, how many of you have heard the bodybuilders out there go, it's not enough protein? Right? All right. There's so much confusion on protein. It's one of the things that makes me crazy because if you read the back of the labels, there's something interesting. It's called quality of protein, right? We all know there's quality and quantity, right? You go to buy a diamond for your wife, right? They get you with the quality, right? You don't want one you can't see. It's going to be a little murky, right? Who wants a murky diamond? Who wants a murky protein? So there are some brands that will take their brand and they'll put in gelatin. Gelatin's a protein. It's great for skin, hair, and nails, not as efficient at building lean muscle. Some of them will spike their brand with milk powder. Milk is great. You need calcium for your bones. But again, it's not going to build your lean muscle as efficiently. We have 3 types of protein, and they're going to help you build your lean muscle. Plus, we added an aminogen, which is a patented, clinically tested enzyme. You see it on the back of the label. Helps you break it down and use it better. So, here's what I mean by why our shake is going to help you lose weight and give you better nutrition. And this is in your back office. We looked at our shake and a cookie, shake mixed in water as a snack, right? Plus our cookie, or 2 cookies. And we compared it to Lean Cuisine baked chicken and vegetables, right? Because you see all those commercials, lose weight with Lean Cuisine. I could have stacked the deck and picked the Lean Cuisine fettuccine Alfredo, but I didn't. I made sure we got the one with chicken and vegetables. Subway oven roasted chicken sandwich, Sunchip and a Diet Cola. And again, I could have picked on them and put in the meatball one, but I didn't. And then the McDonald's grilled chicken sandwich, medium fries, and a Diet Coke. And again, I could have spiked this with a regular Coke, right? So I didn't, try to be nice. And you're gonna see we provide more protein, more fiber, more calcium, less carbs, less sugar, less fat, less sodium, same or less calories, better price. So do you think you can lose weight and live healthier on our product? Yes. Now, here's a funny thing. Look at this McDonald's meal, $6.38, $6.70, $5.99. I find Lean Cuisine on sale now and then, but still, you're not getting the same nutrition as you are in a shake mixed in water with a cookie or 2 cookies. Now, let's talk about this shake and what makes it so perfect, right? Because I think it's an amazing shake. First of all, we have 3 kinds of protein. We call it our Trizor protein blend. We use a whey protein concentrate, that's a typo, a whey protein hydrolysate, and a soy protein isolate. What does that mean? Because I get all these emails from people who go, isolates are bad for you, they're made in aluminum chemicals, and that's not true. It just means it's the protein isolated out of the milk or the plant. Now, there are different qualities of whey. There's whey concentrate, whey isolate, whey hydrosolate. So again, when I was talking about quality of protein, if you look at the back label of many of our competitors, you're going to see they use a whey. Whey is great, right? Not as absorbable into your muscle as the hydrolysate. That one's really unique because it's so concentrated and pure. So it's quality. It's sort of like the difference between eating a cheeseburger, right, and a New York strip steak or a prime rib. It's the quality. And it's the concentration of protein. So we have a whey concentrate in there. It helps get you full, feeling full, calms your hunger. The whey hydrolysate, clinically proven to help burn fat. You can look it up on the research on the web, but it helps prevent loss of lean muscle. Now, why do we talk about preventing loss of lean muscle? Well, starting at age 30, you lose on average 9 ounces of muscle a year. But you don't notice it, right? Because you gain at least 9 ounces of weight. Especially if you're a woman and having a baby. We heard a testimonial today. So what happens is around age 40, you get winded walking up the steps and you think, oh, I'm just getting old. Well, no, you're getting older, but you're losing lean muscle. And muscle loss is the #1 reason people are in nursing homes, right? You see older people that are really flabby, it's because they have no muscle, right? And we know there's ways to improve your muscle. Diet is one way, exercise is another. Ideally, you do both and get it in your diet. Our shake is also an excellent source of calcium, and it's going to help provide that long-lasting hunger control with the protein and the fiber. Now, we use a soy protein isolate, and I get so many emails about soy is evil, and soy is going to kill you. And I don't want to kill any of you. I wouldn't have a company if I did. So soy is not evil. Soy has actually been used for thousands of years. And people will say, oh, it's only fermented soy that's healthy. And what they're really referring to and all the anxiety is about is the isoflavone. It's like an antioxidant in soy. And those are actually healthy for many people. But because of all the controversy and concern that it's going to impact estrogen, and that's going to cause men to become girls, and all of that, and women to, do things to themselves they shouldn't do, with fibroids and all that, we remove the isoflavones from our soy. And no, it's not a big chemical process. You remove it by a water extraction process, and that's how you get your protein out of the soy as well. Now, they're going to go, okay, so if you remove the isoflavones, why use soy, right? And I'm going to give you the reasons why we use soy. Soy is easily digested. That's why it's an infant formula. because it's easy to digest. So young people and old people, it's easier to digest, because as we age, things slow down, right? So we want something that's easy to digest. 2, adequate consumption of soy in your diet can help your body with cholesterol. It's a government-approved, claim. If you look at the heart symbol, that's what that means. It's a source of soy, and that's good for you. And adequate consumption in your diet can help your body with C-reactive protein, an indicator of inflammation and heart disease. And soy is low fat, so it's a perfect, great protein. Now, we've also gotten ours as non-GMO, non-genetically modified. People claim it's, how do you do that? I'm like, well, we buy it from Iowa, and it's non-genetically modified. We actually have it on the label. And our label goes through government, FDA lawyers. We have 2 sets of lawyers, in case you're wondering what my day is like. I have 2 sets of lawyers I deal with from Life Legal and Visalus Legal. So we've got a lot of scrutiny on what's in our shake and what's on our label. So we're gluten-free, lactose-free, isoflavone-free, low carb, low sodium, low fat, and we included aminogen. Again, that is a digestive enzyme. You can Google it and look it up. It's going to help you break down and better utilize the protein. Now, we also are kosher, and I'm going to point this out for a couple of reasons. You can hear me talk all day long about the quality of our product, right? And I'm going to tell you we are made in CGM plants, and I'm going to tell you what that means in a minute. But you're going to go, yeah, right. How do I know it's really high quality? So we're kosher. Well, what does that mean? Well, first, we're going to go CGMP. We're in a CGMP facility. What does that mean? Every ingredient that comes into the lab is tested for potency and purity. Make sure it meets our standards before we put it into the plant. Then we test during manufacturing to make sure we have consistency. Consistency is good, right? Always the same product. We test at the end of manufacturing to ensure we meet label claim. Then we send our product to an outside independent testing lab. You've probably heard of them. You see our Brunswick labs report. We use Covance. These are big name companies. And we say, please test our shake for label claim, and please test and make sure that there's no heavy metals or anything else in it. And that's what they do, and we pay for that. Now, you can say, okay, well, prove it to me. All right, here's your proof. We're kosher. We have the OU symbol on our label. What does kosher mean, right? What do we have to go through to get kosher? You can look it up. You can look up the Orthodox Union online. You can't buy this. They have to approve you. And what that means is they look at every ingredient, and they have to approve every ingredient and every supplier of that ingredient that goes into our shake or in any of our products. So for example, Neura, green tea extract, polyphenols, no caffeine. They make us use a manufacturer that they approve, not just any manufacturer, the one they approve. So we know that it's a high quality, and they feel that it's a high quality. So they approve every ingredient, then they come to the plant and make sure that the ingredient they said that we could use is actually the ingredient that we are using. So they go through the, look, yes, you're using that ingredient, yes, it's from this supplier, yes, it's the one that's caffeine-free, yes, it's the one that's standardized polyphenols. And then they go, okay, great, now you can manufacture it. And they watch us manufacture the product. We pay a rabbi to be there every time we manufacture to see it being made. He also sees it go into the pouch, and the pouch into the pallet. So, you want to know what my day is like? It's coordinating rabbis to be there. So, you cannot put the OU symbol on that product unless you've gone through all of that. Now, why do we do that, right? It's not because the shake's any different. It's because we know that out of the United States population, there's only 6 million people who follow the Jewish faith, less than that who follow the Orthodox set of rules. But we know that 17% of Americans feel that kosher means higher quality. So that's why we're doing it. So it costs us more money. Some of those ingredients are much more expensive because they're kosher approved. But we do that to help promote that we have a high quality product and give you some sense of comfort that what I tell you is not me just making it up and telling it to you, but it's actually there for a reason. So I encourage you to look up the Orthodox Union, and you'll see but they were very strict. Visalus. Now, we know the best way to boost your metabolism is to exercise, right? And you've probably heard me quote how many people actually do. It's not that many, because we work busy lives, we're running challenge parties, we have families, we don't exercise. So we're gonna help support your healthy metabolism with Visalus. Now, the interesting thing is this is caffeine-free and has no harsh stimulants. We don't use citrus aurantium or bitter orange because those can turn to synephrine in your body and make you feel jittery. We didn't do that because people who are overweight already have concerns about their heart health, right? So why would we take somebody who's overweight and worried about their heart and make them feel all jittery? Doesn't make sense to me, so we didn't do that. What we did is we used clinically tested forceline. You can look it up. It's a clinically tested brand of coleus extract. But again, these are not caffeine ingredients. These are the other elements. And then evodiamine is an extract from China, helps support your metabolism. If you follow it as directed, you're going to burn an extra 85 to 125 calories a day. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 10 to 15 pounds of fat per year. Trim. You've heard me say I don't travel without this. It helps calm the stress of dieting because it calms hunger. Again, if you look at the back of the label, you're going to see the brand names on there, Super Citramax, Chromate, things like that. It's a patented form of Garcinia cambogia, it's another herb, to help calm your appetite and help prevent fat production. We have a patented form of chromium to help keep your blood sugar level, L-carnitine for energy, L-theanine helps with mood, and acetyl L-tyrosine for mood. It's patent pending. Now, a lot of people go, really? How do I know it's really patent pending? Just Google my name and patent, Audrey Sommerfeld and patent. And you're going to see some of them are starting to become public, right? Now, why do we file a patent? Because we believe so strongly in the uniqueness of our formulas. We want to protect them. And so that's why we filed a patent. Now, this one, you're going to mix it into your shake or in your neuro or any food or beverage between meals. It's going to help curb hunger. And again, this one has no stimulants and no caffeine. Now, our health flavors. Most companies that give you a shake are going to give you a canister of chocolate, canister of vanilla, and a canister of strawberry, right? So if you want variety, you have to lay out money for 3 canisters of product and let it sit there. And we didn't think that was such a great idea, so we came up with this patent-pending idea. Each of these packets you can add your shake for flavor, but it also has healthy benefits. The strawberry has phytonutrients, the equivalent of 50 strawberries per packet. That's a whole basket. Right? So if you want to look up phytonutrients, you can. They're very important to protect your health. How many of you have heard dark chocolate's good for your heart? Yeah, the polyphenols. It's like an antioxidant in dark chocolate. We've extracted those and put them into our chocolate health flavor. We have the equivalent of 6 to 8 bars of dark chocolate per packet for 4 calories. So you're going to get a lot of heart healthy benefits. The banana has guarana from Brazil. It's got 85 milligrams of caffeine. That's about 2/3 of a cup of coffee. And that's going to give you a lift that lasts. So if you like a pick-me-up in the morning, have that one. The orange has got ingredients, again, glycidin, all these ingredients you'll see on the back, the branded labels, you can look up the clinicals, to help support your immune system on a daily basis. Now, we've heard some of our herbs out there you shouldn't take daily. This is one you can take daily. It's glycidin, it's a melon extract. It's going to support your immune system. And then the peach is glucosamine, biotin, and pine bark extract to support healthy and beautiful skin. Also supports healthy, beautiful joints, right? So that's a good thing. Now you can mix and match them, so you can have a strawberry banana or chocolate banana. I think Nick Sarnicola says his favorite is the Fruity Pebble Shake, which is strawberry and orange together. For those of you who like neuro, try the strawberry in your neuro. It's amazing, either flavor. And all of these are also a great way to get extra nutrition into kids, right? You can mix these into their oatmeal or into their yogurt or into their ice cream and give them a little extra nutrition. Now, I probably would not give my child the banana one because it's 85 milligrams of caffeine, unless you want to get even with your neighbor and send the kid home. Now, the Nutri-Cookie, healthy nutrition for the whole family. You've heard me say on the calls that you should have 2 shakes a day and a sensible meal, 1 snack for women, 2 for men. 2 shakes a day to lose weight, sensible meal, 1 snack for women, 2 for men. And you'll see that in your program guide too, right? And we've got the meal plans and all that back there to help you eat healthy. Now, one of the things I say is you need a snack, but not just any snack will do. Typically, you'll hear me say, have some almonds, right, because there's protein and fiber, or have some string cheese and an apple, something like that. But we also wanted to give you something that you could just pop in your purse or in your car and take with you, and that is the Nutri Cookie. Now, the Nutri Cookie comes in 3 flavors, chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, and peanut butter, and it's a great alternative to other cookies. The key is it's got the same protein blend as the shake. It has 9 grams of protein. Peanut butter is 10 because there's a little bit of protein in peanut butter. And that's going to be great to keep you feeling full between meals. It has a full serving of fiber. Again, another full serving of fiber. And that's going to help keep you full. And it's a prebiotic fiber in both our shake and in our cookie. So let's talk about what is a prebiotic, because I just forgot to mention this earlier. You know that in your gut you have something called probiotics. They're the healthy flora that live in your intestinal system. They help with regularity, they support your immune system, they help your body absorb nutrition. If you go on an antibiotic, and it says on the bottle you could cause constipation, it's because it kills those flora in your intestinal tract, right? Now, some foods like yogurt have those live cultures in them. We don't know how many of those live cultures live through the stomach's acid, but you can get them. Those tend to have a short shelf life. So we don't put the probiotic in the shake. We put a prebiotic in the shake. A prebiotic is a fiber that helps those healthy flora multiply in your intestinal tract. So for those people who come to you and complain, oh, I've got gas, yay! Yay! It means your flora are multiplying. You're going to get more regular. You're going to protect your immune system. And don't forget, when you change a diet, any diet, I don't care if you go on Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers, your first week you're going to get gas because you're changing your whole diet. Your body's going to go, whoa, what's going on here? So you're going to get gas. And that's a good thing. And it should last less than a week, 7 days or less. If it lasts more than 7 days, you're probably having a challenge with the lactose in your milk or lactose in your soy milk. So make sure you use lactose-free soy milk or lactose-free milk or rice or almond milk. I can't use almond milk because it gives me gas, but, All right, so that's a prebiotic. So the prebiotic is in there for digestive health, and we have other ingredients in there to help you. It also has a full serving of calcium. It's got enough calcium equal to 1.5 cups of milk. Now, why did we do that? Because we want to get more calcium into you. You can only absorb calcium throughout the day. You can't get it all in one dose. And, more importantly, it has antioxidants, 2.2 servings of fruits and vegetables. So for those of you who don't believe me, just look at the label and ask yourself how many Brussels sprouts, broccoli sprouts, kale, spinach, mushrooms, potatoes, onion, carrots do you eat? Blueberry, blackberry, black cherries, tart cherries, raspberries, etc. There's a list of them on your cookie. And that's great because we know we're not getting enough of those. We put them in our protein cookie because we know your children aren't getting enough of those. So at least it's one way of getting that into them. And again, how does it compare? Well, here's one of the things I do to torture the scientists that I work with, is I literally will look at competitors and put them on a spreadsheet. So we put 98 protein bars and cookies on a spreadsheet. Brand name, serving size, calories, ingredients, protein source, claims, and price point. And I sat down and circled what was consistent between all of these 98 cookies and protein bars. And I said, okay, well, we know we need at least 9 grams of protein because that seems to be a good range. And not a lot of them use fiber, so we're going to use fiber. And then I go, okay, now make it better than these 98. And that's what I do to Dr. Witherly, and he loves me for it. So we looked at Herbalife, Melaleuca, Amway, Slim Fast, Cookie Bar, Chocolate Chip, Cliff Bar, Powerball, Full Bar, Hollywood Cookie Diet, and we're the only one doing the fruits and vegetables in the cookie. We're the only one doing the prebiotic. We're the only one doing all these other ingredients in there to help you feel healthier. So we're also, again, typically the lower price alternative. And we do that because we want everybody on our products, right? We have a goal, and that's to end obesity. And with your help, we can do it. Now, Neuro, we call it smart energy. Now, this is great. Neuro has in it DMAE. How many of you were ever told by your mom that fish is brain food? Right? She was right. There's an ingredient in fish called DMAE, and it helps your body and supports your brain function. We use rhodiola. It's an herb from Siberia, Russia. Ours is processed in Switzerland, and it's been used by Russian Olympic athletes for 30 years for stamina, endurance, and energy. We have arginine. It's a great amino acid. It helps keep your blood vessels dilated and flexible. Hard to get in your diet. You'd have to eat like 34 ounces of beef to get enough arginine. Or you'd have to run and get runner's high. So it's really hard to get in your diet. So we added that in there as well. B and C vitamins and low caffeine, or 45 milligrams of caffeine. That is less than a half a cup of coffee. Now, we have another comparison chart where we looked at Red Bull, 5 Hour Energy, Monster, Rockstar, Full Throttle, Sobe No Fear, and AMP. What's interesting is all of these brands kind of mimic Red Bull, which is a 35-year-old brand out of Thailand. And what they mimic is they're all high caffeine. Red Bull's 80 milligrams, 2/3 of a cup of coffee. 5 Hour Energy, we estimate 240 to 320 milligrams, so around 2.5, 3 cups of coffee. You want to know what you're getting in that? Sobe No Fear, the brand I love to hate, 158 milligrams of caffeine, a little bit more than a cup of coffee. Now, the funny thing is they all use caffeine, taurine, and sugar. Caffeine's gonna jerk you up, right? You're gonna get 2 or 3 cups of coffee in that little shot, you're gonna be awake. Then you get taurine. Taurine is a great amino acid, but at the 1,000 to 2,000 milligram range, what's it gonna make you do? You're gonna feel jittery. So you're gonna be jacked up and jittery. And then they put in 66 grams of sugar. That's about 22 teaspoons of sugar, and you're gonna get a sugar rush. You're jacked up, jittery, and sugar rushed around. And that, to me, doesn't really sound healthy. Does that sound healthy to you? So we said, what can we do to make ours better? So we have the DMAE, the arginine, 45 milligrams of caffeine, 1 gram of sugar, B vitamins, C vitamins, 100 milligrams of taurine, so you're gonna feel alert, but you're not gonna feel the jitters. The rhodiola, green tea polyphenols, that's not the caffeine, it's the polyphenol, all for a better, affordable price. And you can put this in your shake. People tell me they make the lemon one, it tastes like lemon meringue pie. You can put it in hot tea, cold tea, pretty much any beverage. I know some people put them in martinis, you know, so just saying. Don't know if I do that, but just saying. All right, and the Vibe Pack. Now, the reason for the Vibe Pack, there are 2 studies done by the government, and they're listed here, you can look them up. They took, over those 2 studies, it was approximately 23,000 people over a 2-year span of time, and they studied their diet. And what they found out is that 93% of us don't get enough vitamin E from our food every day. 93%. 56% don't get enough magnesium, 44% don't get enough vitamin A, 1/3 of us doesn't get enough vitamin C. I find that fascinating because everything seems to be fortified with vitamin C. Only 10% of us eat a good diet, 16% eat a frightening diet, and 74% of us need improvement. So when people say, I get enough nutrition from my daily food, I say, really? I hope you're one of those 10%, because to get enough of your nutrition from that food is really hard to do. To get enough vitamin E every day, you would have to eat 200 peanuts every single day, or 9 tablespoons of olive oil, or 75 whole slices of wheat bread. That's just one nutrient, all right? Where are you gonna get your vitamin C, your vitamin D, your vitamin K? Where are you gonna get it all from? If you're not a nutritionist, I don't think you're gonna get enough, so you should supplement. And we say supplement with the Vibe Pack. Why? It's a patented anti-aging energy formula, right? This one's amazing. Dr. Seidman was able to show that he was able to reverse age-related hearing loss by 7 to 12 decibels. Now he's an ENT, right? He's an ear, nose, throat surgeon. So his studies are going to be done on hearing, otherwise he won't get funding. So I like to say, if it can do that for your hearing, think what else it's doing for your body. It's awesome. We have a proprietary antioxidant formula, 26 antioxidants. Our omega. Now you've all heard me on the calls before say, how many of you eat salmon, sardines, or mackerel 3 to 5 times a week? Then take the omega, because you can't get it from other fish. Now my favorite fish are lobster, shrimp, and crab. Those don't have omegas. And yes, I did splurge yesterday and today. I didn't have a shake, I had a lobster roll, so thank you for inviting me. It was awesome. And our proprietary multi-mineral and vitamin formula. Now our omega is distilled at the molecular level. We do test it for PCBs and toxins. You don't have to worry about any of that. Brunswick testing labs, again, independent lab. You can't buy these results. We tested us versus everybody else, and you can see we're much higher antioxidant, and that's in your back office. And that was the training. Now don't forget there are a lot of videos in your Vinet back office. I've done a video on each and every one of the products, a little 2 to 3 minute video. So it kind of, everything tonight, you can see it online. And we also have these trainings back there too. With that, I'm going to turn it over to questions.
You were just talking about the fish oil. While you're talking about the omegas, it has fish oil. This might sound like a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it. How much seafood? Is that something I should not take?
The question was, if I'm allergic to seafood, can I take the omega? And the answer is yes, you can. Most allergies are to the protein, not to the oil found in fish. This has no shellfish in it. We also have the warning on the shake. I know everybody writes me and goes, oh, but your label says it's got shellfish in it and peanuts. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's manufactured in a plant that makes products that have shellfish, right? And that is our glucosamine. Glucosamine is derived from shrimp shells. So even though glucosamine is highly processed and not likely an allergen for most people, the only one you probably don't want to take then is the peach health flavor. Because it has, I love it. All right, so see, there you are. You're allergic, he's taking the peach health flavor. Because it's, again, highly processed. So yeah, you should be fine. And for those people who don't have a deadly, severe allergy, it's just like, oh, it's mildly irritating or they get hives, they can rub the powder or anything else on their inner lower lip, and if they don't swell up in 5 minutes, they should be fine. And again, the reason we have the allergy warning on the labels, we are legally required to. Don't forget, I work with 2 sets of attorneys. Anything else? Question?
So allergies for soy, not recommended?
Most allergies to soy are to one of 2 things: lactose found in soy milk. We don't have lactose in our shake. Or isoflavones. We don't have the isoflavones. If it's the 3rd reason, which is extremely rare, then they can't. But it's really rare if they couldn't.
What about the whey? A lot of people are allergic to milk products and stuff, and they have the whey in it. Same with whey, which is a milk.
Yeah, same thing. People who say they're allergic to milk, it's typically lactose. That is the #1 thing that people are allergic to. It's about 12% of African Americans and less than that of the whole population. We are lactose free. And that's where they can't wrap their head around it. But it's got milk product. Well, its whey is derived from milk, right? But if you go to the grocery store, look at your shelf, you're going to see lactose free on some of the milk. You're going to see lactose free on the soy. It's very easy to get lactose out. So if they're allergic to lactose, we are lactose free. It is rare to have a whey allergy outside of that. It's possible. Now, one of the things they'll talk about is they're casein allergic. We don't use casein as a protein source. So most of the time they can use it. It depends on what their allergy is. Next question? The 2 of you.
One of the benefits that I personally have received from this product is Visalus, is a decrease in migraines. What do you know about that?
She said her benefit has been a decrease in migraines. Again, we don't treat, cure, or diagnose any diseases with our products, but what I attribute it to is good nutrition. Seriously, it's amazing what good nutrition can do to you. And since so many of us eat processed foods, fast foods, things to prepare quickly at home, we're getting a lot of sodium, a lot of preservatives, a lot of other nutritional things in there that maybe are not always healthy for us. So I attribute it to good nutrition.
On the omegas, I had a lady ask me, she's really sensitive to a lot of fish oils and some things, and she was wanting to know about GERD. Are people having problems with acid reflux with the omegas? And I didn't have an answer for her.
All right. The question is, what about omegas and GERD? The fish oil should not cause GERD. If somebody says they've got GERD, it means that they have excess stomach acid, and then they burp. It can put acid up into their esophagus, and that can cause a lot of heartburn and pain. If they have GERD, make sure they just drink lots of water and take their fish oil with their food, and that should be fine. But the fish oil will not cause GERD. It shouldn't have any impact on it. Yeah, the question is, I have a hard time swallowing the vitamins. You can go to the pharmacy and buy a tablet cutter, cut them in half, or you can buy a tablet crusher and mix them into your shake. Okay? Because I know, especially the antioxidant for me is a little frightening at times.
I have a customer that stopped taking the product because she said it was interfering with her rosacea medication.
She said it was, she stopped taking which product?
All of it all together. She said it had to do with some of the ingredients that were in it, calcium being one of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what her rosacea medication was, but if they say that she shouldn't take calcium, then she shouldn't take the shake. And that's something she'll have to talk with her doctor about, because it would be odd. It would be nutritionally not sound to not have any calcium in your diet. So on that one, I'd have her talk to her doctor, but that just doesn't seem to make sense to me.
So, people have blood thinners.
Oh, great question. I get asked this one a lot too, and also the pregnancy ones. I'm going to answer that one next. People on blood thinners, do not take the ViPAP until you talk to your doctor. Some of the herbs in the ViPAP can help thin the blood. That's usually a very good thing. We just don't want your blood to get too thin. So talk to your doctor. Hopefully they will work with you to lower your medication. Now the shake, some people are told to watch their vitamin K with blood thinners. We have 24 micrograms, tiny amount, of vitamin K in our shake. It's less than the amount your gut makes on its own every single day. So they should be just fine on the shake. They can talk to their doctor, but they should be just fine, 24 micrograms. Pregnancy. Yes, we have a warning on our products. Do not take if you're pregnant or lactating. Here's why. We don't want you trying to diet or lose weight when you're pregnant or lactating. The baby needs the calories. You can get a beautiful body later, right? Don't go on a diet and take the products twice a day if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, a shake a day, great. Have it for breakfast, great for nutrition, great prebiotics, digestive enzymes, calcium, fiber, all of it. But if you try and lose weight, you're doing damage to your baby. Your baby needs the calories, needs everything that you're doing. So eat healthy. Don't take the Vitrum, don't take the Vislim. Babies don't need help with metabolism support or, come on, hunger control. And we say don't take the ViPAP. Why? Because it's an anti-aging and energy formula. Do you think babies need anti-aging? Come on, no. So, no. So you can use a shake a day for a pregnant or lactating, but do not try and lose weight. And that's why the warning's on the label. That's the other question I get a lot. Sucralose is killing people. Sucralose has been used for over 20 years, and it's in over 80 countries. It's been approved by the World Health Organization. So, keep up. All right. So here's the fact. We use sucralose because we want our shake to be diabetic friendly. We know that when you're overweight, your risk of diabetes is much, much greater. You've seen it on the news just as recently as 2 days ago, diabetes epidemic, right? And it's because of that 8 ounces of sugar we're eating a day. It's hidden in everything. Now people go, why don't you use natural sweetener like xylitol, right? Xylitol is a natural sugar alcohol. Xylitol causes diarrhea in 22% of the population. So 1, 2, 3, diarrhea, 1, 2, 3, diarrhea, 1, 2, 3. Not a pleasant side effect. The other issue is the other issue is if we were to make the neuro taste as good as it does with xylitol, that amount is toxic or fatal. It would kill a 40-pound dog. All right, so we're not going to use xylitol because we have concerns about the safety. Stevia. All right, everybody's like hot on stevia. All right, we've looked at stevia. Stevia has not been approved in 80 markets, right? Stevia has only recently been approved in the US. It's still not approved in all of Europe. It's going through a lot more clinicals to make sure it's safe. So I like to say, all right, we're looking at stevia. We'll probably be using it in a new product coming up in Atlanta. But it leaves a bitter licorice aftertaste. We know some people don't like that, so if they're not going to use the shake, they're not going to stick with it. So we're not using stevia primarily for that reason, and also because we want to make sure it's safe, and we're still looking at safety data. So then people go, okay, well, why don't you use agave? Agave, it's low glycemic. All right, agave is 90% fructose. Fructose spikes hunger. Okay, it's a weight loss product. Not a good idea. So we're not using agave because we don't want to use fructose because fructose spikes hunger. So this is the bane of my existence is sweeteners. There isn't a perfect one on the market today, trust me. So we use sucralose. So why do we use sucralose and how much? We use 0.03 milligrams. That is a third of a diet soda, a very small amount, right? Take a Splenda packet, divide it by 3, okay? It's a small amount. Now, it's safe. There are people out there who go, oh, it's like the DDT molecule. I have a whole email on it. No, it's not. Then they go, oh, it's chlorinated, it's the chlorine in your pool. So here's what it is. Sucralose is a sugar molecule. They attach it to a chloride. That's called the chlorination process. Chloride, look up chloride. They're found in tomatoes, they're found in spinach, they're found in everything you eat. They're healthy for you. But it helps the sugar molecule pass through your intestinal tract. So it's attached to a chloride, it's not chlorinated. It is not the DDT molecule. Where that one started, I don't know, but I want to find that person and slap them. So, dude, the pain of my existence. So again, it's approved by the World Health Organization, it's approved in over 80 countries. I point that out because if you don't trust the US government because they approve Fen-Phen and Vioxx and things that have harmed people, look to the rest of the world market where they're much stricter than we are in the US. The rest of the world has approved it, and it's been used for over 20 years, and I don't see the population like dying off because of sucralose. I say it's safe, right? And then people go, well, if it's natural, it's safe. Just remember, you don't wander out in the woods and eat mushrooms. You can die from drinking too much water too fast. Safe does not mean natural. We've got to get that out of our head. Safe is what you eat in a healthy dose and not overdoing it. So that's why we use sucralose. As soon as I can find something that's safer, tastes as good, and is used as widely around the world, we will use it. Until then, we're going to stick with sucralose. Does that answer the question? Right.
If someone's allergic to sucralose, is this a small amount or should they not?
They say that. I'd like to see the data that supports that. Usually when they're allergic to sweeteners, they're allergic to aspartame, right? And they confuse the two.
She did Denny and she like was bleeding.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's related to the sucralose. Have her talk to her doctor.
Why would somebody say that the only source of protein they can consume is a rice protein? How would you respond to that?
If somebody says that the only protein source they can consume is a rice protein, I'd like to see their allergy data. I think that's very rare, and it's possible. I mean, anything's possible, right? We're all very unique individuals, but I think it's probably because they just want to say no and find a polite way to say no.
What about if somebody's breastfeeding?
Breastfeeding, they can do the shake again, but not twice a day. Remember, everything you eat goes into the milk and goes into the baby, which is why I say no Visalus, no Vitrim, no anti-energy and energy formula. Shake a day for breakfast, fab. Hang off until you're done breastfeeding. Hold off until you're done with nursing, and then you can do the program.
Does the DMAD and the neuro mean that that is not a vegan trend?
It is not, the neuro is not vegan. It is derived from fish.
We have someone on our team who started the challenge a couple weeks ago and has been taking all the products that are in the better kit. And he's having a hard time with energy because at the same time he's also doing this called hot yoga. And I just want to ask you.
Okay. So we have somebody on the transformation kit who's also doing hot yoga and says their energy levels are low. And I'm going to say it's probably because they're doing hot yoga and losing weight. When you cut your calories, you cut your energy. It's the one reason, and I'll tell you why we have the ingredients in the transformation kit, because that's another question I get a lot, so let me do that too. The transformation kit has neuro in it because when you cut calories, you cut energy, right? So if you're going from 3,850 calories to 1,800, you're cutting your energy source. You're going to feel tired and sluggish, typically for a few days till your body adjusts. We put neuro in there, give you healthy energy. But when you're doing hot yoga, he's sweating a ton and he's stretching his muscles and really burning calories. So my guess is he may need to do more calories. Okay? So,
Just add more calories and
and more snacks, make sure he has more snacks, yeah. Because he's burning a lot.
I have a lady that wanted to know, she was my grandmother who wants to add this as nutrition, like a boost. Would you recommend the same amount, like 2 with meals?
For an elderly person who's just looking to get better nutrition like Boost or Ensure, absolutely. We've done comparisons versus Boost and Ensure. Again, less sugar, less carbs, better quality nutrition. They can have it for breakfast or have it mixed in water as a snack, no problem. If they don't want to lose weight, make sure it's not. Oh, to gain weight. Yeah, the shake is great to gain weight. Somebody wants to gain weight, have them have a shake with their meal, have a shake between meals. It'll help them gain healthy weight.
What do you recommend for ages to be able to use neuro and Vipac?
Neuro and Vipac. Well, neuro, it depends on you and what you want to give your child, right? I know Dr. Willerly's daughter, when we formulated it, was 4, and she was our taste tester. No, Daddy, I don't like this one. But it's 45 milligrams of caffeine, the same amount as a diet soda, same as a orange Sunkist. So if you're okay giving your kids 45 milligrams of caffeine, you're fine. I personally wouldn't probably give it to anybody under the age of 10 or 12. I just don't personally feel that it's needed. And for ViPAP, we really have to say 18 and up. It's a very powerful anti-aging and energy product. The omega is great for children, fabulous. You can give your kids 4 enough omega. The multivitamin, probably okay. The other 2, not likely okay.
I was just gonna ask that.
I have someone who has ADHD, it's a teenager. What would you recommend?
That's a tough one. Obviously, there's a lot of different diagnoses. Omegas are great. Neuro could potentially be helpful. And good nutrition is always helpful. So the shake, the neuro, the omega would be great.
How often are you looking at new products and sort of, are you taking customer feedback in terms of what you're looking to do next?
At the last event in July, we did a survey. I got 1,500 surveys back, and those were on new products for the future. I also do look at market data. I get market research and see what the trends are, what people are buying. I look at competitors, see what they offer. I get feedback from the field. I get feedback from the founders, and then we come up with product strategy. We work 2 to 3 years out. So right now, you're going to see some stuff in 2 years I'm very proud of. And if you're in Atlanta in October, you're going to see some new stuff I'm really excited about.
So for those of us who have been using the product since the last holiday season, we want to know when the cappuccino is going to be permanent.
I'm actually meeting with the founders on that next week and talking about if we bring it back. And I would only encourage you, like you did with the peanut butter cookies, start demanding it on Facebook, in particular on the founders' Facebooks, and that will help move it along, I think, a lot quicker, because the peanut butter cookie came back because of this groundswell. We were afraid to not bring it back.
Those who talk about seeing minimizing effects of like fibromyalgia or MS or migraines, is it just the shake kit that they're using, or is it the ViPAP?
It's going to vary. Again, we don't treat, cure, mitigate diseases, so every time I hear somebody say stuff like that, I cringe, right? I can tell you that good nutrition is always important. The omegas are always important. The shake is always important. A lot of people have success on the ViPAP just feeling healthier. I would encourage them to look at that, but I can't say it's going to help, right? I can say great nutrition is always important.
If you're going to give this to a child, like a 10-year-old, 6-year-old, is it would be like one scoop, 2 scoops?
You'll see it on the label. It's on the label. It's also on your fact sheet. Ages 4 to 12, 1 scoop. 12 and above, 2 scoops. All right. Below age 4, we don't recommend it because their little bodies are still forming, and your kidneys process protein, and they're not quite ready to handle a lot of protein yet. A sip or 2, fine, but don't go giving them a whole shake. Right. I'm going to take another one from over here, back there.
I was telling my doctor that a lot of women are helped in their menopause with this product, and he was used because we take out the isoflavone, so it's like I don't.
Yeah, okay, so the question is menopause and why we took the isoflavones out. You're correct. What happens when people take the isoflavones out is the company takes it and puts it into products like Estroven that you can buy over the counter, because a lot of isoflavones, now the other funny thing is there's isoflavones in every food you eat, and now I've got every man in here scared they're going to turn into girly men. Do not trust me. But in high doses, isoflavones can impact your estrogen. So a lot of women do find that supplements over the counter help them with menopause. But we, again, took it out of our shake because of the concern that it could impact fibroids, because of the concern that men have. So we didn't want to, scare people off. So if they need more isoflavones, easy to supplement. But if you don't want those isoflavones, that's why we took it out.
The product is helping people with menopause.
Oh, it's helping them? They're claiming it's helping them?
Yes.
Yeah, again, it's good nutrition. It's going to be frank. A lot of women, especially in their 50s, when they're going through menopause, their diets, somebody else said it earlier, I let myself go. We all kind of, let ourselves go. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. The kids are screaming. I'm going to kill my teenager. Yeah, we let ourselves go. If it's helping them, great. It's good nutrition.
ViPAP is one package for men and women, and I've seen even Dr. Seiden's site, he said that he had a pack for men and a pack for women that he had recommended, and there isn't that for Visalus. Can you talk to that?
Yeah, the question is why we don't have men's products and women's products. The actual reality is there's very little difference between the nutritional needs. Men may need a little bit more saw palmetto to support the prostate. Women may want a little bit more folate if they're of pregnancy-bearing years. But other than that, there's not a ton of difference. So we didn't make those.